Yo, peoples, Kyushu92 here, and welcome back to my Demon Slayer KIMETSU no YAIBA read-through. We're going to be reading through chapters 98 through 106, which makes up volume 12 of the series. So let's get started. Now, just a little bit of a recap before we get into it. The last chapter, which was the end of volume 11, chapter 97. Chapter 97, sorry, I literally drew a blank the moment I tried to say that. Apologies. But it ended with Akaza being drawn into what he calls the Infinite Castle, which is the domain that all the lower ranked demons were in before Muzan Kibutsuji killed them all. And he says, in a different dimension, if I've been summoned here to the Infinite Castle, it means a demon slayer has killed an upper ranker. Because Tanjiro, Zenitsu, Inosuke, Uzui, and Nezuko have all aided in the eradication of Gyutaro and Daki, and they both were upper-ranked demons under Muzan Kibutsuji. So, with them dead, Akaza's being summoned to the Infinite Castle, and I can imagine that Muzan is not exactly happy that he's lost one of his upper rankers. He was the last time we were here in this Infinite Castle, he was musing about why does he even need lower rankers if they can't even kill the Hashira. Now he's lost one of his upper rankers, so I imagine he's not going to be too pleased once we get to it. But let's get started with chapter 98. Chapter 98, The Upper Ranks Gather. Oh, do we finally get to meet them all? Chapter 98, The Upper Ranks Gather. And we have the Biwa demon who plays their Biwa, and it shifts around the Infinite Castle. And Akaza's looking, and has the number upper 3 on him. And then we have a pot that's sitting on the floor. And it's laughing. There's a demon inside, laughing.
It is Lord Akaza.
Oh my, I'm glad to see you're well. It's been about 90 years, hasn't it? And this demon just comes out of the jar like he's a genie or something. Upper rank number 5, Gyoko.
I'd begun to think you were defeated. My chest was tight from worrying.
And he is incredibly weird because in place of his eyes, there are mouths. And where his normal mouth would be, there's an eye inside. So he's kind of like, his whole upper head just reminds me of a Baelid from Berserk. Plus he has like little weird baby arms that are jutting out of his body in different places. It's incredibly weird. And then we have another demon here. How horrible. How horrible. During the time we didn't meet, Kyoko became uncountable in number. It's been 113 years since the last summons. An indivisible number, a strange ominous number, an odd number. How horrible, how horrible. Upper rank number 4, Hantengu. Interesting. And then Akaza speaks. Biwa woman, is Lord Muzan here? And she continues to play, and then she says, he has not yet arrived. And Akaza continues, then where is upper rank 1? Surely he hasn't been defeated. Oh my, oh my! Wait just a second, Lord Akaza. Aren't you worried about me? And the demon that was there earlier that we've seen before shows up. I was incredibly worried about everyone. And in his eyes, it reads out upper 2. And this demon continues to speak, saying, you're all my important comrades. I don't want to be without any of you. Mind you, this is the same demon that was there when Daki was, up and coming inside of the Red District, if I remember correctly. Someone will correct me if I'm wrong. And the demon in the jar says,
Hey, Lord Doma.
Hello, it's been a while, Kyoko. Is that a new vase? Very pretty. Upper rank, the second strongest upper ranker. Upper rank 2, Doma.
I put a woman's freshly severed head in the vase you gave me and used it to decorate my room. That wasn't for a head, but that's all right too. You must come visit me sometime. And then Akaza says, move. Get your arm off me. And proceeds to slap the entire jaw. Akaza just slaps the entire jaw off of the upper rank, the second upper ranker, Doma. And then Hantengu hides behind the stairs he's standing on, watching as Doma proceeds to regenerate his whole lower jaw again. Whoa! Oh, nice punch. Are you even stronger than before, Lord Akaza? And then Akaza looks at him with a vein-filled forehead and with killer instincts in his eyes. And then the Biwa demon woman says, Upper rank 1 was called first. He's been over there the whole time. And then Akaza looks over at someone sitting by themselves in the distance. This is the upper rank number 1. This is the upper rank number 1 demon in Muzan Kibutsuji's employ. And he says, I am right here. Upper rank 1, Kokushibo. Lord Muzan has arrived. And Lord Muzan, due to the unique nature of the Infinite Castle, is apparently messing with like a chemistry set or something upside down. Like, it's a topsy-turvy world that they're in right now. And all of the upper ranks, except for Kokushibo, look up at him, with Hantengu bowing his head down. And Muzan is just messing with a chemistry set, and he says, Gyutaro is dead. The upper ranks of the Kizuki are incomplete. And then Doma says, can that really be so? My apologies, I brought Gyutaro in, so... Yes, it was Doma who decided to turn Gyutaro into a demon way back when. I was drawing a blank on who it was. I thought it was Daki, but it was Gyutaro. Sorry. It's been a week since I last read into Demon Slayer, because, you know, I don't want to read back through it or forward, because I don't want to know anything. So, apologies for me forgetting. My apologies, I brought Gyutaro in, so... How shall I make amends? Shall I gouge out an eyeball, or... And then Muzan continues, saying, that won't be necessary. You may keep your eyeballs. I suspected Gyutaro would lose, as I thought Daki was a hindrance. If Gyutaro had fought by himself from the beginning, he would have won. He shouldn't have fought after poisoning them, but it doesn't matter now. And he's just writing in his book. You're all worthless. You're falling in the order of who has the most human parts remaining. But that's fine. I didn't expect much from you anyway. And Doma says, you're saying sad things again. Have I ever failed to meet your expectations? You still haven't put the Ubuyakshi family in the grave. And the blue spider lily. After hundreds of years, you still haven't found it. I no longer know why you even exist. And as he says this, veins starts to appear all over his face, so he's angry. And Hantengu immediately bows his head. Please forgive us. Please, please. And Akaza bows his head. And Kokushibo says, I have no excuses to make. Ubuyakshi is hiding skillfully. And Doma says, I'm no good at detective work, so what can I do? And then... Dang, I forgot his name. I forgot the jar demon's name. Hold on, let me go back. Let me go back. Gyoko. Gyoko comes out of the jar saying,
Lord Muzan, I'm different. I have information to bring your hopes one step closer. Just now I...
And then all of a sudden, he stops, and Muzan says, I detest change. Yo, he ripped the head. He ripped Gyoko's head right off of his shoulders before he could even speak. Muzan is holding his head in his hands. And he hasn't even moved. But he says, I detest change. Changing circumstances, changes of the flesh, changing emotions. Most changes cause weakness and inferiority. I prefer the unchanging.
Lord Muzan is touching my head. Ooh, so very nice.
A perfect state, unchanging forever. The first death of an upper ranker in 113 years. It displeases me immensely. Don't ever convey such unpleasant information so gleefully again. And he just drops the head, and the biwa woman just plays her biwa as Gyoko's head drops. And Muzan continues. From now on, you must struggle with greater desperation. It seems I have been too soft on you because you are my upper rank servants. Gyoko, when the information is confirmed, go there with Han Tengu. And like that, the door that goes to his place, the door that is connected to him closes. I guess with the biwa woman, she shifted where Muzan was. And Han Tengu bows his head saying, as you wish. And Gyoko thinks,
but I got the information. Outrageous, but that's all right.
And then Doma lands right in front of Gyoko saying, Lord Gyoko, what information? I want to go too.
No, that's...
So you won't tell me? And Akaza comes in and just pretty much just swats off the top half of Doma's head. I'm begging you. And before he can finish that, Akaza pretty much knocks the top half of his head off. And then Akaza says, did Lord Muzan give you an order? Get lost. And that's the end of chapter 98. Onwards to chapter 99. Chapter 99, Someone's Dream. And Akaza is standing there. Somehow his hand got cut off. His hand got cut off from smashing off the top half of Doma's head. And he's surprised that it did that. And Han Tengu hides himself. But then Kokushibo speaks up saying, Akaza, you go too far. And he's already directly in front of Akaza. Notice that he was a far distance away from Akaza before he even got close to Doma. And then all of a sudden, he's just literally stepping next to him like Byakuya does whenever he's fighting someone. He's just literally walking past them without anyone even notice that he was there. But Kokushibo says, you go too far. And then Akaza doesn't say anything, and Doma says, it's all right, Lord Kokushibo. I don't mind at all, as Doma's head regrows. And then Kokushibo says, I am not saying this for your sake. It disturbs the ranking. Even I fear that cracks might form in the hierarchy. I was trying to read that right. Sorry about that. Oh, right. Akaza, if you don't like it, then request blood combat to replace us. But Lord Kokushibo, even if he makes that request, Lord Akaza can't beat us. I know that in my case I became a demon later than Lord Akaza, but I rose more quickly through the ranks, so he's mad. You must understand that. Besides, I purposefully didn't dodge. I was just playing around a little. This is how we bond. We must be lenient with those ranked below us, not scorn them. And then Kokushibo says, Akaza, do you understand what I'm saying to you? And we finally see his face. And he has like 6 eyes. 4 normal. I say normal with parentheses. I try to do parentheses, hold my phone, but 4 normal eyes. And the 2 middle ones read eyes upper 1. But Kokushibo says, do you understand what I'm saying to you? And Akaza says, I understand. I'm definitely going to kill you. And then Kokushibo says, yes, you have my encouragement. And then just disappears directly from their sight.
Goodbye, goodbye, Lord Kokushibo. Goodbye, says Doma. I sort of feel like I was cut out of that conversation. I'm overthinking it, aren't I, Lord Akaza? And then Akaza just jumps away from him. Lord Akaza, we were still talking. And then Gyoko comes in saying,
Send me and Han Tengu to the same place.
And then Han Tengu is just still hiding, saying, yikes. And Doma says, wait, I'll go too. And then the Biwa Demon Woman plays, and both Gyutaro and Han Tengu are gone, leaving Doma by himself. Then Doma looks at the Biwa player and says, hey, Biwa player, how about later on, you and I? And then she says, I decline. And she strums her Biwa, and Doma is away from her and in a completely different place with the signs around the area he's sitting in reading Paradise. And then Doma says, no one's any fun. And then we have someone coming in. We have someone coming into his room saying, Lord Founder, believers have come. Oh, really? Sorry for the wait. Let me put this on my head first. Please, please, show them in. So I wonder what Doma's doing. And now it's showing someone being served some rice balls and tea, it seems. And who is this? Who is this person? I made tea. Oh, thank you.
Whew, he's sound asleep.
It appears my he's sound asleep. It appears my wife also fell asleep. Sorry. I really am sorry to ask a visitor like you to watch my child. Wait, who is this? Wait! Is this Tanjiro's dad? When he was younger, he looks just like Tanjiro! Which means the person that he's talking to. Is that Kokushibo before he was a demon? Because I recognize the hairstyle, but this must be Tanjiro's dad. I really am sorry to ask a visitor like you to watch my child. It's no trouble. She must be tired. Bearing and raising children is hard. I'll drink this and leave. Oh. It's no trouble. She must be tired. Bearing and raising children is hard. I'll drink this and leave. If I don't, I'll just keep eating. Don't worry about it. We owe you our lives. If it weren't for you, my child wouldn't have been born. And he just sips on his cup. I understand, but I'll tell my children and grandchildren about you. That isn't necessary. But if you have no heirs, who will remember? Even if I'm just a mere charcoal seller, someday someone will. It's not necessary. Sumiyoshi. Those who master their trade all arrive at the same place. So this is how he looked. And he has like a flame-like tattoo across his head. Either it's a tattoo or a scar. Kind of reminds me of Tanjiro when he started to mix the Hino Kami Kagura and his different breathing techniques together. Even if the times change or the way that that place changes, they are certain to reach the same place. You seem to think I'm someone special, but I'm not. I cannot protect anything that's important to me, and I was unable to accomplish even one thing that I could have in this life. I am a man without any value. Ah, please don't. I don't want you to talk like that. Please. I beg you, don't talk about yourself like that. It's sad. So very sad. And then Tanjiro, it cuts to Tanjiro, present day, laying in a hospital bed with multiple IVs in his arms, and he's completely bandaged up everywhere, across his head, his neck, because remember, Gyutaro's scythe went through his chin and out of his mouth. Was that a dream? Where am I? And then someone drops a pot, and it's Kanao. And she's surprised to see Tanjiro awake.
Are you all right? Since the fight, you've been unconscious for 2 months.
I'm sorry? This man's been in a coma for 2 months? I was? Oh, really? I'm glad that you're awake. And Kanao says this with tear-filled eyes.
And that's the end of chapter 99. Onwards to chapter 100. Chapter 100, Go to the Village. And we got the name of one of the guards that works with the that serves in the Demon Slayer course.
My name is Goto. I'm a Kakushi in the cleanup crew of the Demon Slayer Corps. I'm the one who told Tanjiro Kamado, how long are you gonna sleep? Get up already, would ya? During the Hashira meeting. I have a fateful connection with him. I'm also the one who found him and the others in the entertainment district 2 months ago. They look like this.
And it shows them all huddled together way back when, hugging each other when they succeeded in killing both Gyutaro and Daki.
They're such close friends. That's what I thought, but they were just unconscious. They're younger than I am, but they're swordsmen who risk their lives fighting. I truly respect them. I don't get this guy, though.
And he points at Inosuke. An illustration that points at Inosuke.
And what I'm carrying in my hands is fine castella. To be honest, it's taking all my strength to keep from eating it right now. It's a present for him, even though he still hasn't regained consciousness. I heard he has a good nose, so if I set it near him, maybe he'll wake up.
And he walks up to the door where Tanjiro is.
The door's open.
And then he comes in, he sees the broken vase, and he's looking at Kanao, thinking like,
clean this up!
Then he's thinking to himself,
seriously, Kanao? She leaves everything undone. She's a weird girl. She doesn't talk at all. It's because they made her a demon slayer at such a young age. But she outranks me, so I can't say anything, even though I'm 23.
And he starts picking up the broken pieces of the vase, and he says,
I'm putting the castella here. If it looks like it's going bad, you can throw it away or eat it.
And then Tanjiro says, thank you. And there's silence. And then Goto starts screaming,
He's awake! You should be more excited! You really are spacey! You should have called someone and he said he woke up, you dummy! Everyone is worried! Ranks don't matter, not at times like this! Kyo, Sumi, Naho! Aoi! Tanjiro has regained consciousness!
And he's using what is called abdominal breathing to scream at the top of his lungs to call Kyo, Sumi, Naho, and Aoi over. And Kyo, Sumi, and Naho are all crying for Tanjiro as they run over to him.
I'm glad I baked you some. I'll bake you some anpan. The castella is falling.
And then someone's running through the hall, and it's Aoi.
Ah, a ghost!
And now Aoi is jumping out of the sheets, gasping for air because it was all over her face.
Oh, it's Aoi tangled up in the laundry.
And then Aoi says, I'm glad he woke up. They went instead of me, so they got hurt. And everyone's crying over Tanjiro. Because it was Tanjiro who volunteered to go with Uzui, so Uzui wouldn't take Aoi and Sumi, Kyo, and Naho to the entertainment district. If he did, they would not have come back alive. And Tanjiro says, thank you. Everyone else, are they all right? And then Goto says, the yellow-haired one, was it 2 days ago? Yep. He's active again. He's on a mission, but reluctantly. Zenitsu woke up the next day. The sound Hashira was walking, but leaning on his wife's shoulders. So, as you remember, Uzui was poisoned, but thanks to Nezuko's blood demon art, she was able to burn away the poison that was in Uzui and, save him from dying from poison. He still lost an arm. He still lost his hand, his left hand, but at least the danger of the poison is no longer something he had to be concerned about. All the Kakshi were shocked at how durable he is. They were incredibly shocked. He's standing. Scary. Crazy, isn't it, with those injuries? Oh, and Inosuke? Continues Tanjiro. He was in danger for a while, too. And then Aoi, who's just bawling her eyes out right now, says, Inosuke's condition was really bad. The poison got deep in him, so he was slow to use breathing to stop the bleeding, and... Oh,
In that case, I must be hallucinating him clinging to the ceiling. Inosuke is literally crawling above Tanjiro in his room. And everyone is just looking at him like, the heck? What now?
Ah! What are you doing? Good job noticing me, Tanjiro.
And he's just... Wow, he got his name right. I'm just now noticing. He didn't call him Manjiro or Kijiro. He actually called him Tanjiro. And Tanjiro says, well, I'm laying on my back, so... And Tanjiro just lands on his bed.
I woke up 7 days before you.
Good. You're amazing, Inosuke.
Praise me more, and you're weak. Don't make me worry.
And then either one of the girls says, I can't tell which one is which, sorry.
But you aren't normal, Inosuke. Shinobu said that too, right? Oh, right. Look at this book, Tanjiro.
And it shows a picture of a honey badger.
It's a weasel from another country called a honey badger. Its thick skin is like armor. It's fine even if a lion bites it.
Why am I having so much trouble saying that?
Its thick skin is like armor. It's fine even if a lion bites it.
Why did I have so much trouble saying that?
Poison doesn't affect it, so it even fights poisonous snakes and eats them.
Honey badger don't care.
Shinobu said Inosuke is the same way.
Lady Kocho can be careless. Nah.
Maybe she got tired of worrying about him.
And then Inosuke is still sitting on Tanjiro's bed with Aoi saying, get down here. And then Inosuke says,
In other words, I'm immortal.
No, you're not. Are you dumb?
And then it shows Inosuke trying to grab one of the Kakashi with one of the girls screaming,
Stop that!
and Aoi saying, and then Inosuke says,
Who's dumb, you jerk?
and Aoi says, poison doesn't work well on you, but neither does medicine, so be careful.
Shinobu told you that too, didn't she? But you already forgot.
And then he says,
Shut up, stop pulling on me, you shrimp.
and Kanao is being very quiet, saying,
Be quiet.
What?
We aren't that different in height. Quiet.
and Kanao actually screams out and says,
Tanjiro fell asleep, so be quiet.
and this surprises everyone. And then Aoi says,
Oh no, he's unconscious again.
Don't say unlucky things.
Please be quiet.
Kanao, let's go.
Let's go make some rice gruel. Okay.
And Kanao is just so quiet. And then Tanjiro is just smiling as he sleeps. And they walk away saying, I hope he recovers quickly and can eat a lot. And Inosuke is in this panel just staring him down, just like, stare. Just staring at him. 1 week later, Tanjiro was back on his feet, lifting up one of the girls. I believe that might be Kyo, Sumi, or Naho. I can't tell. I gotta remember them by their hairstyles because they all have different hairstyles. And then Goto is reading on saying,
Whoa, seriously? They're all monsters.
letter from Kyo. Inosuke went out on a mission.
I'm the strongest.
And it shows one of the girls helping Tanjiro stretch. How frustrating. As expected, my physical strength is slow to return. I can't stretch out flat. And then, as Sumi is helping him crack his back and stretch him out, he says, oh yeah, was a katana delivered while I was asleep? My sword got chipped.
Katana? Katana? A letter came from Haganezuka. Haganezuka. Do you want to see?
Oh, this is going to be the second time his sword has been destroyed. Haganezuka is not going to be happy in this letter. And not surprising, they all are scribbled very hostile messages saying, no sword for you. Never forgive you. Never forgive. I'll never forgive you. I'll never forgive you. Curse! Hatred, hatred, hate. I curse you! This is bad.
Yeah. It's been 2 months, but no katana came.
Oh. This time it just got chipped, but I broke it once before.
Swords often get damaged, but Hagen and Zuken can be a bit touchy. How about going to the village? Maybe it would be best to talk to him directly.
Village?
The village with all the swordsmiths.
And all the girls start eating like rice crackers, and the rice crackers are big, but they're just munching on it. Then Tanjiro says, huh? I can go to the village with all the swordsmiths?
Pleased to meet you. The master of the house granted permission, so I will guide you.
Nice to meet you. I'm Tanjiro Kamado. It's a pleasure.
Because of where I'm guiding you, I cannot name myself, but it's nice to meet you. Now put these on.
What are those?
A blindfold and earplugs. It's a hidden village. Furthermore, I will carry you there.
Huh? So not only does he have to blindfold himself and put earplugs in, but he can't even walk there because it's a hidden village that no one should ever discover. Oh, I understand the significance of this, because if someone was able to trace the location of where this hidden village is, then the demons could find it as well, and it could put the production of Nichiren swords in jeopardy if the thing that is able to actually kill demons was discovered. I understand it already.
Also, since you have a good sense of smell, nose plugs.
Before plugging my ears, she briefly explained, in order to prevent demons from attacking the village, no one knows its location. Of course, this woman doesn't know either.
He's a little heavy.
It works like this. After a while, they pass off to the next Kakashi. So one Kakashi carries Tanjiro, and then it transfers to another, and then it transfers to another, and then another, and then another. So no one singular Kakashi knows the entire location from the beginning of the Demon Slayer Corps headquarters all the way over. They gotta get transferred over to a certain point. So here you go. I'm going. I hate bugs. Leave it to me. I like reading. I want to eat eel. I want a girlfriend. Then they get to the village of swordsmiths. After a while, they pass off to the next Kakashi. Furthermore, they frequently change the routes in the Kakashi along with them. Crows lead each Kakashi to the place of the next Kakashi, but those crows often change as well. Apparently, even more complicated methods hide Master Ubuyakshi's mansion. Whew, smart people are amazing. That's his name. Master Ubuyakshi. And the name was said in the previous, the chapter before the previous one, yet it didn't dawn on me because I completely forgot it was him. Whew, smart people are amazing. Thank you, good work, I'm counting on you. Tanjiro said this every time a Kakashi passed him on, which pleased the Kakashi, because I would imagine that they don't get compliments all that often. So with Tanjiro actually giving them compliments, they're actually growing fond of him. And then he arrives at the location. His earplugs are taken out. His blindfold's taken off. He still has the nose plugs in, saying, I'll take it off. And then we see the village hidden in the leaves. Wow! What incredible buildings! And this smell! It's like there's a hot spring nearby.
There is. Go left over there, and that will take you to the chief's house. First, go meet him.
All right.
Now I will take my leave.
Thank you very much. And then he keeps saying, thank you very much, thank you very much, thank you very much. And the voice of this carries on as... I'm so glad that I am not showing this image here. We cut to see... Who do we see chilling in this hot spring? This is definitely going to get edited for the anime. Chilling in the hot spring, just relaxing, but Mitsuki herself. She's in a hot spring with no towel. Let me just say that. It doesn't show everything, but she there.
I heard words of thanks echoing. Has someone arrived? That kind of gets me excited.
Don't say that when you're naked right here in this panel. Don't say things get you excited. Please don't say that, please. That's the end of chapter 100. Well, now that I say that, we finally entered into the 100 chapters. The 100 numbers of chapters for Demon Slayer. So, whew, what a milestone so far.
But that was chapter 100. Onwards to chapter 101. Chapter 101, Secret. And we have this short person saying,
Greetings! I'm the chief of this village, Tenshin Tenchi Kawahara. I'm the town's smallest and most esteemed person, so esteemed that you should bow till your head touches the tatami mat.
And then Tanjiro just bows his head and says, I'm Tanjiro Kamado. It's a pleasure to meet you.
Oh, what a nice young man. Come, I'll give you some karinto.
Karinto is a Japanese snack. And then Tanjiro says, thank you. And then Tenshin continues saying,
It seems that Hotaru has disappeared. We're searching for him, so please be patient.
Hotaru?
Yes, Hotaru Haganezuka.
What a cute name.
I named him. He said it was too cute and got mad at me.
That's sad.
He's been that way since he was small. He throws tantrums and goes off to sulk. Sorry.
And he has this big old Tengu mask that sticks out like a puckered emoji face, but the lips come way out from the mask. No, it's okay. It's all because I do things like break my sword and chip the blade.
No, that's wrong. It's his fault for making dull blades that break.
Why am I giving this man this voice like this?
It's his fault for making dull blades that break.
That's going to be the voice I use from now on. Because of the nature of this one particular panel makes it seem like I probably shouldn't be giving this voice to him.
We bring him back as soon as we find him, so don't worry.
Well, don't be too rough.
I heard you haven't yet recovered enough to go demon slaying. If Hotaru doesn't forge you a sword by the time you're ready, I'll appoint someone else to be your swordsmith. Our hot spring is very good for healing the body, so just relax here.
And then Tanjiro walks away because everyone has Tengu masks. Everyone has masks on of some kind, all with pouty-looking lip faces that stick out from them. I hope they don't fight. And then one person directs him, saying, the hot spring is up this hill. I'll be down here preparing your meal. Okay. And then Mitsuki runs in saying,
Oh, it's Tanjiro! Tanjiro!
Whoa, be careful! You're just our And she's running, and her robe is kind of open, and he says, like, your boobs are about to fall out.
Listen,
careful.
He ignored me. I said hello, but he ignored me.
Who did?
I don't know. I asked him his name, but he ignored me. Isn't that mean? I'm a Hashira. The calm I got from soaking is completely shattered.
Well, supper will be ready soon. I hear it'll be rice with matsutake mushrooms.
Whoa, really?
And she just runs off.
Mia-san! What's that flapping in front of the horse?
She's a big eater. At the hot spring. Wow, it's huge. And then something hits him in the head. Ow! A front tooth? Someone lost a tooth? And he looks over in the distance, and it's the kid, it's the guy who purposefully bumped into him in the Demon Slayer Corps. Not only that, but he was also the very rude, rambunctious kid way back when during Final Selection that was demanding that he get a sword and almost had his arm broken by Tanjiro when he tried to handle one of the presenters too roughly. And he's there in a hot spring by himself. His head is shaved on the sides.
That man is.
Sumi said his name is Genya Shinazugawa. And he looks over at Tanjiro and just says, die! And Tanjiro just jumps into the hot spring. He just disrobes and jumps into the hot spring, and he immediately runs towards Genya saying, long time no see! How have you been? Your last name is the same as the Wind Hachira. And Genya takes his head and slams it into the water, saying, don't talk to me! And then Tanjiro's by himself with Nezuko. Nezuko's in there with him as well. I thought soaking together would bring us closer, but human relations are difficult. Then he gets to his room and he says, impressive! Oh, and he's eating food, and Mitsuki, wow, he was not kidding when he said she was a big eater. She's got multiple empty bowls of food and plates all around her. Impressive.
Really? But I didn't eat that much tonight.
I'm gonna eat a lot and get strong too. Oh yeah, Kanroji, the boy you met at the Oh yeah, Kanroji, the boy you met at the hot spring, became a demon slayer at the same time as me. His name is Genya Shinazugawa.
Oh, you don't say. He must be Shinazugawa's little brother, but Shinazugawa said he doesn't have a little brother. Maybe they're not on good terms. That's too bad.
Oh, really? And Nezuko is just chilling, just peeking out because she's in her little chibi form now. Oh, really? I wonder why.
There are 5 kids in my family, and we all get along. I don't know why, but I found both the Shinazugawa brothers scary.
And she's just tickling Nezuko, and Nezuko's just palling around with Mitsuki. Mitsuki is good. Mitsuki's nice. Genya hasn't come yet, huh? It would be nice to talk to him at least a little.
I don't think he'll come. One of the villagers said he doesn't take meals at all. Maybe he brought his own food.
I wonder if he's... And then Tanjiro says, I wonder if he's all right. I'll take him some rice balls later.
Yeah, let's do that.
And Nezuko cannot stop hugging Mitsuki. And Mitsuki is singing. I'm not going to attempt to sing it. She's saying, didn't you know it's a brocade standard saying conquer the emperor's enemy? And she's saying, hey ya, hey ya, hey ya. At least that's what these lyrics say here. And then Tanjiro says, Kanroji, why did you join the Demon Slayer Corps? Kanroji Mitsuki. Why did you join the Demon Slayer Corps?
Who, me? It's embarrassing. Do you really want to know?
And she starts fidgeting and blushing.
To find a man to marry.
It's good for a girl to find someone stronger than herself, someone to protect her. You see, many boys don't understand. Oh wait, that's what she's saying.
It's good for a girl to find someone stronger than herself, someone to protect her, you see. Many boys don't understand.
And then someone's narrating saying, it's all right, Tanjiro. Everyone I tell feels the same way. Oh, or she could just be singing that to herself.
It's all right, Tanjiro. Everyone I tell feels the same way.
Because he's just looking dumbfounded like,
huh?
And they go to Genya's room, and Mitsuki says,
Genya isn't here.
And someone comes up saying, Lady Kanroji. It's one of the Kakshi.
Your sword will soon be finished before sharpened. Please come to the workshop for final adjustments. Oh my, looks like I have to go. Don't worry, I'll see
you off, says Tanjiro.
No, I'll probably leave late at night.
And Nezuko keeps hugging her, but now she's looking distraught that her new favorite friend is going away from her. No, but really?
Tanjiro, I don't know if we'll ever see each other alive again, but let's try our best to do so. You fought an upper-rank demon and survived. That's an incredible experience. What you gain through actual experience is more valuable than anything. It's comparable to 5 or 10 years of training. Tanjiro, you're much stronger now than you were before. Mitsuri Kanroji is...
Mitsuri. Why did I keep calling her Mitsuki? Her name is Mitsuri. Mitsuri. I've been saying her name wrong this whole time. All this time, why did I keep calling her name Mitsuki? I am so sorry for butchering her name. Mitsuri says,
Mitsuri Kanroji is rooting for the Kamato siblings.
And then just a aura of happiness is around both Nezuko and Tanjiro. And Tanjiro just says, thank you. But I still have a long way to go. Uzui just let us win. I'll try harder and harder to beat Muzan Kibutsuji himself. And then Mitsuri just looks on, and then her heart beats. Like it has a sound effect for it. And then Mitsuri says,
you got permission to stay a long time, right?
And Tanjiro says, yeah, basically. And she starts fidgeting. And then one of the Kakshi looks over at her and glares. And then all of a sudden, she motions over to Tanjiro and says,
I hear this village has a secret weapon that makes you stronger. Look for it, okay? See ya!
and then Nezuko just waves at her favorite friend walking away. And then Tanjiro lifts the plate above his head as the blood shoots out of his nose. Is he feeling some type of way about Mitsuri? The next morning, Tanjiro's walking through the forest. I wonder what weapon Kanroji was talking about. Maybe a sword? Maybe it's buried or something. This is exciting, like I'm on a treasure hunt. This is a really great place, but the hot spring smell is strong. And not being completely healthy is hampering my nose. And I want to find some Haganezuka, but... Huh? And then he looks over and we see... one of the Hashira there. A child? And... Who's that? If I remember, that's a Hashira. What did Shinobu call him? Oh, right. The Mist Hashira. Muichiro Tokito. So Muichiro is there. And that's the end of chapter 101. Onwards to chapter 102. Chapter 102, Hello Tokito.
Get out of here! Whatever happens, I won't give you the key, and I definitely won't tell you how to use it!
What's wrong? Are they fighting? What should I do? Eavesdropping is rude, but if they're fighting, I should step in. And then, all of a sudden, both Tokito and the person who's arguing with him are behind Tanjiro. They were directly in front of him, but now they're in front. Now they're behind him. And he proceeds to, and then Tokito proceeds to, karate chop the guy in the back of the neck, causing him to fall to the ground. And then he picks the guy up. Stop! What are you doing? Let go of him! And Tanjiro immediately grabs Tokito's arm. You're really you're really noisy. Who are you? What are you doing to that child? Let go of... And then all of a sudden, he notices that he can't move Tokito's arm. I can't budge him. But his arms are thin and he's smaller than me. You let go. And proceeds to hit Tanjiro straight in the stomach with enough force to crumble him into the ground. And he starts coughing and hacking. And then Tokito says, You're incredibly weak. I'm surprised you got into the Demon Slayer Corps. That box feels strange. Do I sense a demon? What's in there? Is that... And as Tokito tries to reach for the box that Nezuko is inside, Tanjiro immediately gets up and says, Don't touch that. And he sees it, and Tokito looks at his hand, and it's throbbing. And he looks at the other part of him that was trying to hold on to the guy, and he notices the guy is no longer in his coat. And Tanjiro is looking. Tanjiro is looking at the guy, saying, Are you all right? He got the boy.
Hey, let me go! You must be
upset. That was close.
Go away! I won't give the key to anyone, even if they torture me. Never! It'll break next time!
And then Tokito starts speaking, saying, Have you been trained to withstand torture? Even most adults can't endure it, so it's impossible that you could. You appear to be an exceedingly dumb brat. But what if it does break? Why not make it again? While you're rattling on and on and on and on with your nonsense, do you know how many people will die? And this both catches both Tanjiro and the little boy's attention, and he continues saying, That's what it means to interfere with a Hashira. Your time and a Hashira's time have completely different value. If you used your head just a little, you'd understand. Swordsmiths can't fight. They can't save someone's life. They only have the ability to make weapons. So come on. The key. Know your place in life and act accordingly, because you aren't a baby. And then the little boy starts shaking, and then Tanjiro immediately slaps the hand of Tokito with a pouty look on his face like, Continuing on. This surprises the little boy, and then Tokito goes on saying, What are you doing? And Tanjiro says, I just really don't like this. Why are you acting like this? The lack of consideration, it's mean and cruel. Cruel?
But it was nothing. You...
Maybe so! What you're saying is basically true, but while it isn't technically wrong, the swordsmiths are important and do crucial work. They're different from swordsmen, but they still have incredible skills. I mean, we couldn't do anything if we didn't have actual swords. Swordsman and swordsmith need each other. We're both part of the fight. We just each fight in our own place.
Sorry, but I don't have time for this pointless conversation.
And it looks like Haganezuka is there. Is that Haganezuka listening in on this conversation? Because he's kind of slightly obscured by the speech bubbles. But Tokito says,
sorry, but I don't have time for this pointless conversation.
And immediately chops into Tanjiro's neck, knocking him unconscious. And it shows Haganezuka seeing all this happen. And it's nighttime. And Tanjiro's unconscious as someone is speaking.
Oh no, can I carry him to the bottom by myself? No, I'll carry him. He's got to wake up soon. His eyelids are fluttering. He's gonna wake up. See ya!
Yeah, okay. Oh, are you alright? You shouldn't get up too quickly, because Tanjiro immediately sips up with a face that looks like he came straight out of a Disney, old school 1930s Disney cartoon. Black eyes, but big head and everything. You shouldn't get up too quickly. Was Haganezuka here? Wasn't he here just now? Nope, he wasn't here. Oh. Was it my imagination? And the guy is just pretending. I guess the guy's pretending not to know. The little boy is pretending not to know what went on. Nope, he wasn't here, and he's whistling to himself like, where's that Hachira?
I gave him the key, so he left.
You gave it to him? It did seem like you had no choice, though. But I shouldn't talk since I don't really know what was happening anyway. And he's holding his neck where he got chopped. It's also slightly red in that spot as well, if this illustration is anything to go by.
No, I'm happy. You don't know me, but you stood up for me. Thank you very much.
But I wasn't any help. But this key, what's it a key to?
A mechanical doll.
Mechanical doll?
Yes, my ancestors made it and it can do 108 movements.
Really? That's amazing!
It's stronger than a human, so we use it for combat training.
Oh, he wants to train with it?
Yes, but it's getting old and might break.
And there's a massive wham sound in the distance. Whoa, what the?
He started. This way!
And they immediately start running towards where, Tokito is. And the doll they're fighting looks just like the man that was there with what I would like to presume was Tanjiro's father in the flashback.
That's the mechanical doll for combat use that my ancestors made. Yoruichi Type 0!
And that's the end of chapter 102. They made a doll that looks like the guy that was talking with Tanjiro's father. But that's the end of chapter 102. Onwards to chapter 103. Only 3 chapters left, ladies and gentlemen. We're almost done. Chapter 103, Yoruichi Type 0. Interesting. I know that. I recognize that face. Its arms. Why does it have 6?
Its arms? According to my father, that doll was modeled on an actual swordsman. He said if it didn't have 6 arms, it couldn't recreate that swordsman's movements.
I feel like I know him, but I'm not sure. Who was that swordsman? Where was he from, and what did he do?
Sorry, but I don't know much about it. It was during the Sengoku period.
The Sengoku period? You mean over 300 years ago? The doll hasn't broken once in all that time?
It's amazing technology that we can't even match even today. But if it breaks, we can't repair it. My father died suddenly, and I don't have any siblings. I have to do a good job, but I have no talent with swords or mechanical things.
So that's why you're so... I see. He's incredible, and he's watching Tokito fight this doll. He's incredible. He isn't that much older than me, but he's a Hashira. He has talent. And then someone screams out saying, Of course! Of course! That boy descends from users of sun breathing. And it's a crow saying it.
Of course! That boy descends from users of sun breathing. He's a genius. He's on a whole different level than you lot.
And it's I want to say it's a female crow because she's got eyelashes on her eyes, I want to believe. And she's laughing. Are you Tokito's crow? By sun breathing, you mean the original style of breathing. Is he really that incredible? But he doesn't use sun breathing, right?
Shut up, I'll peck your eyes.
And the crow pecks into Tanjiro's cheek. And it actually starts to bleed because of how much she's pecking him.
Yeah, I remember. It was a dream. I saw that person in a dream.
What are you, stupid? What are you doing in this village? That's so unrealistic I could laugh. Do you know a warrior from the Sengoku period? How old are you?
And then Tanjiro doesn't say anything. And then he says,
Sorry, I'm strange, aren't I?
and then the little boy says,
No. Maybe it's an inherited memory. People in our village talk about that. Families pass on more than just their outward appearance. Living creatures can also inherit memories. The first time they make a sword, they might remember seeing a similar scene, or remember someone that hasn't yet experienced. And we call that an inherited memory. The dream you had must have been an ancestor's memory.
and the crow keeps saying, like,
That's a fantasy! Fantasy!
That's kind of you. Thank you. I'm Tanjiro. What's your name?
I'm Kotetsu. Never mind that mean lady crow.
and then they notice Tokito fighting some more because there's a crash coming from that direction. And it shows Tokito actually shattering some of the armor that is on the Yoruichi Type 0.
Ah, his armor!
And Kotetsu can do nothing but shake and run away.
Kotetsu! Kotetsu! I'll find you. I've got a good nose, but I'm in no good condition. I'm not in good condition right now. Kotetsu!
And then he smells and he sees Kotetsu up in a tree.
Wow, you're climbing at full speed, Kotetsu. I'll help with the doll if there's anything I can do. You can't give up. Your future is bright. You have to work hard now so you can become the person you'll be in 10 or 20 years. Eventually, you'll be able to do all sorts of things you can't do now.
And Kotetsu doesn't say anything. And he actually has his mask off and he's crying. And Kotetsu says,
No, I won't. I know myself. I'm just no good. It will all end with my generation and it's my fault.
and then Tanjiro is already up there next to him. He's already climbed the tree and proceeds to flick Kotetsu in the chin.
Huh? Ow!
You can't abandon your responsibility.
I don't want you to... Here's the thing that just threw me off about this panel. Tanjiro is just hanging one-handed, just casually talking to Kotetsu, like hanging from this branch, saying,
You can't abandon your responsibility. I don't want you to talk about yourself like that.
He moves silently. This is a swordsman.
even if you can't do it yourself, you'll find someone else to carry on for you. You have to put in the effort for what comes next. Even if you never can do it, maybe your children or grandchildren will be able to, right? And then the Lady Crow's looking at him like,
What are you looking at, low ranker?
and then Tanjiro Crow's looking like,
Get lost, you and your ugly eyelashes.
I like Tanjiro's Crow. Tanjiro continues by saying, I want to defeat Muzan Kibutsuji and help my little sister who was turned into a demon. And this surprises Kotetsu, and he continues, but I may die before I accomplish anything. Still, I believe that someone will ultimately get it done. And in the background, you see both Tokito's Crow and Tanjiro's Crow just going back and forth, arguing. As surely as someone saved our lives and we went on to defeat an upper-ranked demon, the lives we save are certain to eventually defeat Kibutsuji. Let's work hard together! And then Kotetsu, still with tears in his eyes, says,
Okay. I hope the doll would never break, but I'm determined. Combat training should last until dark, so I'll get ready to see this to the end, like I should.
And then Tanjiro just smiles at him. And then Tanjiro says, "Oh, you're 10 years old?"
Uh-huh.
"My little brother." And then before Tanjiro can say anything, Tokito passes by them and just walks away. "Huh? You're done?" "I'm finished. It was good training. Who are you again?" "Oh, right. My sword broke, so I'm taking this one." And so Tokito's sword broke, so he actually took one of the swords that the Yoichi Type 0 was holding. "My sword broke, so I'm taking this one." And this stuns Kotetsu, and he immediately runs off again. "Kotetsu!" And Tokito throws his other sword at Tanjiro, saying, "Dispose of that." And he just walks away. Some of these Hashira really ain't got no chill. I don't smell any animosity. I don't think he does it on purpose, but... The crow looks back at him and is all like, "That crow is full of animosity. It's really looking down on me." And he's looking for Kotetsu, saying, "Kotetsu, Kotetsu, oh, there he is." And Kotetsu is standing right next to the Yoichi Type 0. And it starts to rain as Tanjiro looks on. And then Tanjiro says, "Kotetsu, let's go look and see if it still works." Says Kotetsu. And they both try to carry the Yoichi, prop up the Yoichi again. And stand it up. Kotetsu says, It's not
movie, so I guess it's...
And the gears start turning inside of the Kotetsu, and it braces itself, like with swords drawn and everything. "Yeah, it still works, Kotetsu! Great!"
Yes! Train with this, Tanjiro! And get stronger than that emotionless jerk! I will help you with all my strength!
And then Tanjiro, who had like a happy look on his face, now has a dumbfounded look like, what? Starting now? And that's the end of chapter 103. Time for onwards to chapter 104. Chapter 104, Kotetsu.
Please get strong, Tanjiro, and then tell that guy, is that all you got, dirtbag? Your hair is too long, looks like seaweed, shrimp, ugly midget, KIMETSU, you're shameless!
Oh no, Kotetsu, I don't think...
Maybe just hang him?
No, I can't say such harsh things.
But you will.
No! This kid is going in so much. Even if I don't voice it, Tokito was incredible. He's smaller and younger than I am, but I won't be beaten.
Tanjiro, just say it, okay?
I must get stronger too. And it shows Tanjiro going up against the Type 0, barely managing to dodge away from the sword strikes.
Tanjiro!
And he gets knocked away from it. I'm gonna die. 6 arms is too much.
He only has 5 arms because that punk broke one. The doll has fewer moves now. You're useless if this is all it takes to kill you. Don't lose! Do your best. I'll say it again, so listen up.
And then he goes on. Then he goes on with a this might be the longest I have ever read anything in a single speech bubble in any manga ever. Because it takes up pretty much the majority of this panel.
You're moving based on habit, Tanjiro. Don't watch your opponent and decide what you'll do before moving. That's no good. Understand? You're lacking in the basic fundamentals. I'm surprised you survived this long. In the Demon Slayer Corps, everything is dangerous. I'll beat the weakness out of you. I won't give you any food until you can do what I'm telling you.
And then Tanjiro's all, right. Kotetsu actually has a venomous tongue. He was so depressed by his father's death that his tongue fell silent. But Tokito's actions snapped him out of it. It turned out Kotetsu has a good eye for analyzing fighting styles. With his excellent powers of observation, he correctly diagnosed his weakness and technical ability, and was disappointed despite being only 10 years old. He understood that people are often motivated by anger, and it shows Giyu Gyu Tomioka is there. Where's Gyu Tomioka? What is Gyu Tomioka doing there?
I never told him this, but if you turn the key on the back of the doll's head, you can change its movements. Have you ever seen a Yosegi Zaiku?
Yosegi Zaika. Zaiku. Yosegi Zaiku puzzle box.
Have you ever seen a Yosegi Zaiku puzzle box? I made this one.
Yes, I know what it is. Yes, I know what it is. My little sister Hanako had one. You made that? Wow.
It won't open unless you move it the right way. It's just like that. In the case of this doll, you can set its actions by the number of times you turn the wrist and fingers. The swordsmith designed it with movements to exploit the weaknesses of swordsmen. Otherwise, there'd be no point in using it for combat training. Even without training to resist torture, I'd die before I told that to anyone I hated.
So the mechanism is only effective with input from its owner. In the end, Tokito wasted his time. And it shows Tanjiro just being launched back and forth by the Type 0. Because the Type 0 is using massive, wide practice swords, but Tanjiro is just being launched so effortlessly by it.
You're too slow, Tanjiro. That's no good at all. You'll be dead if the doll wasn't using practice swords. Get it together. This is day 5. Tomorrow I'll give the doll real weapons.
No! I could really die even with those practice swords.
No food today again.
And he's just beating on Tanjiro's back. This is some serious training Tanjiro's going through right now. Kotetsu had impressive powers of analysis, but he had no skill in teaching swordsmanship.
Come on, stand up. Hang in there. Don't lose. Stand up. Please stand up. Come on. Wait a second. Stand up.
I'm gonna die. He didn't know the limits of the human body, so his style of training was terribly harsh. It was inhumane to deny Tanjiro food and water if he couldn't do as he was told. Without water, humans will die in 3 days. No, water.
No.
Just give me some water.
No.
Just water?
No.
Kotetsu, I'm gonna die. This was torture, born of ignorance, unclouded eyes. It shows Kotetsu there. Tanjiro's life was saved by the fact that it started raining. But with that fearsome amount of exercise, very little water, and no food or sleep, Tanjiro began to cross the river to the afterlife. This boy is getting really close to actually killing Tanjiro through sheer exhaustion. Tanjiro began to cross the river to the afterlife. No. With an indescribable, giddy feeling, he was crossing the bridge. But he was dizzy from hunger, and he fell into the river. The river was dark and heavy and warm for some reason. It felt like people were massaging him. Glancing at the riverbed, he saw something shiny. As the hands massaged him, he went to grab it, and oddly, the rock had a smell even under the water. And then Tanjiro wakes up, regains his self back to consciousness. What is that smell? What is this smell? It's different than the opening thread smell. The left side of my head, my neck, right chest, the left side of my torso, my right thigh, right shoulder. Here it comes. And here, the Type 0 is using actual real weapons. And as it tries to slash at Tanjiro, Tanjiro dodges it and slashes at its leg and hits himself on the chin. Failed to break his fall.
Hey, Tanjiro, you got a hit in. Sure, it was too weak and didn't even phase the doll, but you've earned some food. Rice balls and pickled plum. Tea.
And then, Tanjiro says, rice balls and pickled plum. Tea. High quality refined green tea. First meal in 7 days. Rice tastes so good. Delicious. Because Tanjiro really hasn't eaten in 7 days. Full week. Tanjiro had awakened with the ability to predict movements. He was now able to tell by smell where his opponent would aim next. The smell came to him earlier than the opening thread. Tanjiro's body was still immature and his reflexes were slower than a Hashira's, but this powerful weapon gave him movement comparable to a Hashira. And it shows Tanjiro actually standing a chance against the doll now. All right, yes, I know your moves. I know much more than before, and my strength is back so I can keep up. And he's flipping over the doll, going up against it. Yes, I can land a full strength blow. And then he thinks, but if I break it...
Swing, it's okay if it breaks. I can fix it. Tanjiro, you're too kind. You mustn't hesitate now.
And as he's flipping over the doll, he just barely manages a grazing blow from the doll's swords as it cuts off a small lock of his hair.
You're too kind. You mustn't hesitate now. And because you're like that, I don't want you to die. I want you to get stronger than anyone.
And Tanjiro manages to cut into the neck of the Yoruichi Type 0. And then he lands on his bottom. Ow! And he actually cut. I think he actually broke his sword on the neck as well.
Are you all right?
Ow. The sword I borrowed broke. Sorry.
Oh, that's all right. Huh?
And then he looks at the Yoruichi 0, and there's a cracking sound as the thing that was propping... Wait! The thing that was propping the Yoruichi Type 0 up, like spinal support for this doll, was an entire sword. The head falls apart from it, and inside is a sword. That's the end of chapter 104. Onwards to chapter 105. I need to know more. Chapter 105, something came out. There's something in there. Kotetsu, what is that thing? What is it?
I don't know. What can it be?
It looks like a katana, but it must be over 300 years old.
Yeah, this is messed up. What should we do?
And they're all freaked out by the fact that a sword is sticking out of the doll's body. I can't stop freaking out.
Me too. Maybe it's okay for you to take it. Yeah, you should definitely take it.
No way, I better not. All the battles I've been through took their toll. It just happened to break while I was training with it.
But you just happened to be in trouble because you can't get a new sword forge, right? It's all right, as the owner I say so. But steel from the Sengoku period is high quality. Take it.
Are you sure it's okay?
Want to try pulling it out?
Yeah,
I want to see it.
And he takes out the sword. And he takes out the blade itself, and the blade itself is tarnished, and they both fall over like, the blade is messed up. It's tarnished.
Of course, it's been 3 centuries since anyone cared for it. Sorry to dash your hopes.
It's all right. I don't mind.
Whoa, Tanjiro! Tanjiro, I apologize.
And Tanjiro is actually upset because he's crying and upset that the sword was actually tarnished this way. And then we see someone coming through the forest, and it is a massively muscular man with a mask walking through the forest towards them.
Ah! Who is that? Haganezuka?
Wait, that's Haganezuka?
Wasn't this dude
Just the same size as Tanjiro, and he was just as thin, even thinner than Tanjiro, and now Haganezuka is like Master Roshi big? What is this? I heard everything. Leave it to me. Leave what to you? Haganezuka suddenly appeared, bulging with muscles. He looked stronger than Tanjiro after training and tried to take the sword, so the three quarreled. Hey, let go of that. Why are you trying to take it away? Leave it to me. No, it's Kotetsu's. Leave it to me.
Explain yourself, Haganezuka.
Leave it to me.
No, what are you doing?
I said leave it to me. A grown-up shouldn't act like that. And Haganezuka just rips the sword away from him. And then someone comes up behind Haganezuka saying, "Boys, Haganezuka's weak spot is his hides, right here." And he immediately starts tickling Haganezuka. Now Haganezuka starts laughing because he's being tickled. "Oh, Kanamori! Long time no see! It's been a while, Tanjiro." Tickling Haganezuka immobilizes him for a while. Let me explain. Please forgive Haganezuka. He was secluded in the mountains for training. Notifications popping up interrupting me. Don't do that. Training? Yes, so he can create a stronger blade so you won't die. He won't admit that, though. And it shows Kotetsu just steadily throwing rocks at Haganezuka because of him, causing a ruckus. For me? You've been getting swords from him for a long time, and I think he was happy about that. Most swordsmen detest him, so he isn't in charge of the same ones for very long. Oh, really? His interpersonal skills suck. That's why he's never got married. His interpersonal skills suck. That's why he never got married. And then it shows Haganezuka jumping off the ground. Oh, he's back. I will take this tarnished katana and polish it using the Nichirin sword polishing art of the Haganezuka family.
You should have said that. You should have said so from the start. We didn't trust you, and all you said was leave it to me, like some idiot who can only say one thing.
And then Haganezuka immediately picks up Kotetsu, and Kotetsu says,
His sides! His sides! His sides!
And then it cuts to another building, and Tanjiro's in there eating. That happened yesterday. Apparently, it will take 3 days and 3 nights for Haganezuka to polish that sword. He'll finish it the day after tomorrow. He said the sharpening method is so incredibly demanding that it killed people. It's killed people. I'm worried. He forbade me from peeking in, but may I go see? And then we got Genya saying, "What's it to me? Get out! Don't talk to me like I'm your friend." Huh? We aren't friends? Of course not! You broke my arm! Don't tell me you forgot. Well, he actually did break his arm. I thought he almost broke it, but he actually did break his arm. Don't tell me you forgot. That was necessary. You were completely in the wrong for hitting a girl, Genya. Don't call me by my first name! These rice crackers are tasty. Want one? And Genya immediately slaps it away and says, "No, get lost!" Huh? Your tooth. Wasn't your front tooth missing at the hot spring? And then Genya doesn't say anything. And they don't say it, but neither one of them say anything. And then Genya says, "You must be mistaken." No, I'm not mistaken. I still have the tooth. Why did you keep it, you weirdo? No, you dropped it, so I wanted to return it. You must be crazy. Throw it away. Get out. Why is he always so angry? He must be hungry. Then it cuts to the nighttime. Oh no, it's Gyoko. It's Gyoko. I recognize that face anywhere. It's nighttime, and it shows a person from the hidden village walking through a path. I relaxed in the bath too long. I have to work early in the morning. A vase? Or vase, if you want to be fancy. It could get broken. Who put a vase out here? Or vase? And as he tries to grab onto it, he's immediately sucked inside of the vase. Now, mind you, he isn't being sucked into it like a trans-dimensional type of way. He's being pulled into it in a body-crunching, crushing type of way. His body isn't, it's not like his body's just magically bending in order for it to be just sucked into there. No, he's actually being pulled in, and his body, since it cannot fit into the opening, is being forcibly squeezed into it with a loud slurp and snap and crunch. And his body is pulled into it. And then the vase tips over, and then it spits the man out with his body contorted and broken in different ways. With Gyoko coming out saying,
That tasted terrible. I knew it. The flesh of mountain swordsmith isn't fit to eat. But that's all right, as long as we crush this place. It's sure to weaken the demon slayers.
And then we have Hantengu there as well.
Must hurry. Thanks to Yoko, we found the village. But our lord is angry. Hurry. We must kill everyone. All those who oppose our lord.
So, Gyoko and Hantengu have found the hidden village of where the swordsmith who make Nichiren swords are. Wow, okay. Did not think that this would happen. Things are about to get really, really dire now. Okay, onwards to... That was the end of chapter 105. Onwards to the last chapter for today, chapter 106. Chapter 106, Enemy Attack. And Tanjiro is sleeping while Tokito pulls on his nose saying, "Do you know a swordsmith named Kanamori?" "Wait, Tokito, did you just pinch my nose?" "Yes, and you reacted too slowly." "Nuh-uh, if you'd done it in anger, I'd have known." "But I wouldn't pinch a nose in anger." "I know Kanamori, but why? I'd guess he's with Haganezuka." "Kanamori is my new swordsmith. Where is Haganezuka?" "Shall we search together?" And then Tokito is all, "Why are you so helpful? Don't you have your own concerns? Helping others often ends up helping yourself. Besides, I was thinking about doing it anyway, so this is perfect." And Tokito can't really say anything to it, and he just says, "Huh? What? What did you just say?" Just now. "Huh? I said it's perfect." And then Nezuko wakes up and hits him in the chin. "Ow! Nezuko, you're up!" And Nezuko is thinking to herself, "Ow," after hitting Tanjiro in his head. And Tokito doesn't say anything, while Tanjiro says, "Let's go find Haganezuka together." And then Haganezuka says, "That girl is a strange creature." "Huh? Strange?" "Yes, very strange. What is it? I can't find the words. I've met that girl before, and it was that way then too. What is it exactly?"
Uh-oh. Has Tamayo's cat come back? She was researching the change in Nezuko's blood again. It won't come out in front of Tokito.
Is someone here? Huh? Is someone here? Yes. And then, Tokito looks over, and it's Hantengu, who slunks into their room, crying. He's all like, "Ugh." What was shocking was its skill at remaining hidden. Tanjiro and even Tokito didn't know it was a demon until they saw it. Perhaps they held back because they couldn't see a number in its eyes, but there was no doubt it was an upper-ranked demon. In less than the time it takes to blink, Tokito and Tanjiro both assume battle stances. Mist breathing, fourth form, shifting flow slash. And he tries to slash, and Tokito tries to slash at Hantengu, but Hantengu jumps up to the roof and screams. "It's fast. I didn't kill it."
"Stop! Don't be so mean to me. It hurts."
"I can't hesitate. It's a demon that's killed many people. Otherwise, it couldn't dodge a Hashido's attack." Tanjiro had a katana that Haganezuka forged, and his strength was recovered, so he was ready to go immediately when needed. "Hinokami Kagura, Sunflower Thrust!" And he tries to hit Hantengu, but Hantengu dodges that attack as well. And Hantengu screams out, continues to scream out in anguish. "Did I hit it? Why doesn't it strike back?" Then Nezuko comes and kicks Hantengu off to the side, and the patterns that come across her body when she's seriously fighting, they appear across her body again, and kicks him across the floor. "Nezuko, don't take that form!" And it shows Tokito cutting the head off of Hantengu right there.
"You cut me."
He cut off his head. That was fast, but
There are cases where an upper rank doesn't die even if its head is cut off. It's a special condition like with Gyutaro and Daki. Tokito, don't let your guard down! And as Tokito looks on, the head of Hantenku bounces off the floor and arms immediately grow. Arms and a whole chest immediately grow out from... Well, a whole body just starts to grow out from the head of Hantengu, and another head appears right behind Tokito. It split. One grew a head and the other grew a body. I'll take the one in the back. And then Tanjiro goes for it, and apparently one of them is holding like a leaf fan of some kind. And it blows, and the one that grew a full body blows the fan in the direction of Tokito, and the blast from just swinging the fan blows a ginormous portion of the building that they're situated in right now. And Nezuko is there to keep them from being blown back, with Tanjiro holding on, while Tanjiro screams out, "Tokito!" as Tokito is sent flying into the distance. And then we actually see the demons themselves standing up as they face off against Nezuko and Tanjiro. This is fun. They really went flying, didn't they, Sekido? There's no fun about it. I am just angry. Angry about being mixed in with you too, Karaku. Oh, then it's good we've been separated. Do we have to cut off their heads at the same time again? And then Sekido, the demon Sekido, slams his staff down and causes a massive amount of electricity, just a massive amount of lightning just to shoot out of the ground, and it hits Tanjiro. What is this? That staff? Uh-oh, I'm passing out. On the roof, someone is... And it's Genya. Genya's on his roof with a sword with a sawed-off shotgun in its hand. On the roof, someone... It's Genya! Genya's about to bring in that gunplay into this story now. And that is the end of chapter 106, and also marks the end of volume 12, The Upper Ranks Gather. The end. That's the end of volume 12 of Demon Slayer, ladies and gentlemen. Whoo, my goodness. It just seems like for every small moment of peace we have with Tanjiro, we just get more and more moments where they're fighting more demons. And it's being more focused on the upper rankers now. So now we have Hantengu, who has had his head split, and now he's separated into two separate demons called Karaku and Sekido, while Gyoko is out on his own. And they pretty much found the location of the village where the Nichirin swords are forged. So if anything happens to all the swordsmith there in the village, it could spell very difficult times for the Demon Slayer Corps themselves. But we're going to have to see what happens the next time as we continue to read Demon Slayer KIMETSU no YAIBA. I'm sorry. Something about today, it's just making me mess up my words just a little bit. Probably need to get myself a snack here in a few. But we'll have to continue the story the next time as we continue to read Demon Slayer KIMETSU no YAIBA. I cannot wait for Volume 13. I enjoy doing these for you guys, and I hope my voices that I do for these characters don't put you off these characters too much, but I just enjoy doing them, and I mean, that's good enough for me. I really do hope you enjoy all that I've been doing for this series thus far. So with that being said, hope you all enjoyed. Can't wait to see you all in my next video, and if you're new to the channel and you enjoyed what you saw here today, then consider subscribing because I am always looking forward to entertaining you. So have a fantastic day. And once again, as always, later, peoples.